This lesson is going to go along with worksheet 3-1.10. It has to do with slope and y-intercept and how to find those equations from a scatter plot. First off, before we go on and look at any of these worksheets, I want to talk about what the linear parent function is. Remember, the linear parent function is y equals x, or we can write it as f of x equals x, because y equals and f of x equals basically mean the same thing. I mean, we're both talking about the dependent variable. Next, we have the slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. I want to remind you that, remember, when the slope is negative, your line is going to be decreasing. When your slope is positive, your line is going to be increasing. Okay, a student was asked to plot points from a set of data and draw the trend line that best represents the data. Answer the questions that follow based on the following graph on the student's results. So let me move some of these things up. Let's see if we can move this up a little bit and look at both of these. Okay, the first thing is this trend line a best representation of the data? Does this trend line go through the middle of all the points? No, I don't think so. I think we can do something better. So my answer is going to be no. And now it says explain what needs to change about the trend line in order to get the best trend line. Well, the first thing I would do, remember when we worked on this yesterday, you started with the linear parent function, then you moved the y-intercept. The y-intercept is only going to translate. It's going to move your line up and down. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to kind of look and get it crossing about in the middle here. Now what you want to do, once you see this, I think I could do a little bit better by making it a little flatter. Well, bringing up a y-intercept, I'm moving the y-intercept up, and I'm shifting my line to make it flatter. So what I'm actually doing right here is I am move the y-intercept up. I am increasing the y-intercept, okay, by moving it up. Then the next thing I did was I went and I tilted it down. Now what I'm doing is I'm making it flatter, okay? And so now for my slope, my line, I'm making it flatter. And what I'm doing by doing that is I am decreasing the slope. I am moving my slope to make it flatter. To make it flatter, you need to move the slope closer to 0. And why would it be closer to 0? Well, what type of line has a slope of 0? See, a horizontal line like this has a slope of 0. Okay, this is a horizontal line. So if I want to make it flat, you're going to make your number closer to 0. Now, if I want to make it more steep, make it increase more, going more vertical, okay, remember a vertical line, the slope is undefined. But to make it steeper, I would be increasing my slope. Okay, next problem. Oh, I got my notes here. Let me skip through those. Here we go. Michael's calculator shows the following graph after entering a set of data and an equation for the trend line. He asked his teacher if the trend line he drew was appropriate, and she said no. Pick 2 of the following choices that will help Michael improve his trend line. Okay, well the first thing is I've got a decrease of y-intercept and I've got an increase of y-intercept. Okay, so right here on the y-intercept, if I go up here and I move it up from 8 to 10, I'm going up. So I'm increasing my y-intercept. I'm increasing it up to 10. So this is not the right choice. Now, what am I doing with my slope? I'm either increasing or decreasing. So right here, what do I need to do? Do I want to do I want to decrease it and make it closer to 0? Like this? No, I need to make it steeper. So I'm going to increase my slope right here. So I'm going to make that slope, I'm going to make it steeper. Next one. Right here it says, pick the graph below that shows the trend line that best represents the data, explaining why it's a good or why or why not the trend line is good. Okay, so first let's look at A. Take a minute and think about this. Is that blue trend line, is that a good representation of the data? Why no, because this thing curves. My points don't curve, so this is no, because the trend line is curving. What about this one right here? Here's a trend line going through the middle of all the points. Hey, yeah, this looks good. Yes, because it goes through. Oh, let me move this down. The middle of all the points. Okay, that's that one. Let's go down here and look at these. Do you think B or C or D, are they better than B? I don't think so. When I look at C, I say that the line is too low. And on D, this Y-intercept needs to be actually moved down, and it needs to be tweaked just a little bit. So no, Y-intercept needs to be moved down. Needs shifted down. Next problem. Here's the next one. It says, which of the following equations best represents the trend line? Okay. So what you're going to do, I'm going to grab my calculator here. Let me clear my memory. Second plus 7, 1, 2. Okay. Put this slate down. Let's go up here. What we're going to do to put these points in here, I'm going to press Stat and Enter. Let's put these into L1. So I've got 0.5, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 2.75, 3, 3.5, and 4. Then you go over to L2. Let's put in there 3.8, 7, 8.5, 10, 10.5, 11.5, 12.2, 14.6. Okay. Now, once you put your points into L2, if I press graph, I don't see anything. What do you need to do? Well, we need to turn our stat plot on. There's a couple ways to do it. I'm going to press second Y equals, enter, enter. Turn your plot one on. But now I press graph, I see some points, but I don't see all of them. Well, to set our windows to get this to look better, you're going to press zoom 9. There's our better trend line. Now, what kind of correlation does this have? Why, it's a positive, so that's good. So now to figure out which one of these equations work best, let's go to Y equals. Let's put in the first one, 3x. And let's press graph. Is that a good trend line? Does it go through the middle of it? No, it's not even close. So it would not be A. So if I go back up here, let's try B. 2.5x plus 3.5. Press graph. Not bad. Let's try this one right here. Let's try C. We can't eliminate it yet, so let's try these other ones. 3.5x plus 3. And graph. No, this one's too high. It's up above it. So this one doesn't work. Well, let's try letter D. I have 3x plus 2.5. Press graph. Ooh, that one looks really good. I'm going to go with D. Now let me look. Let's go back and look at B for a minute. Let's talk about that. When I go over here and I put in there 2.5x plus 3.5, see, this is just a little bit up, a little bit too high. Now let's compare the two together. You can go down here. I'm going to put in there 3x plus 2.5, and I'm going to arrow over here. I'm going to darken it. I just pressed enter one time and it made a darker line. So look, here's the first one. This is B. And then the darker one is D. See how the darker one kind of goes through the line better? That's why I chose D. Okay, there's the next one. So let's go up there. Let's go back over our steps. Let's clear our memory. Second plus 712, RAM cleared. Press stat and enter. Let's put this into L1 and the Y into L2. So here we go. I'll go in there and do 0.5, 1, 2.5, 2, 3, 3.2, 4, 4.5, 6.2, 6, 5, 5.4, 5, 4.8, 4.3, and 4.3. Okay. Now, remember when I press graph, I don't see anything. Turn your stat plot on. Second y equals, enter, enter. Press graph. Well, I see some dots, but we're supposed to set our windows. So we're going to press zoom 9. There's our pretty picture. If they ask you for your window settings, press window, and it gives you your window settings. I'm going to go to y equals now. Let's try and put in there negative 1x plus 6. Press graph. Oh, no way. That's way far. Not that one. Let's try the next one. Let's go up here and go negative 1/3 x plus 6. Press graph. Oh no, see it goes through this little part here, but it doesn't slant exactly through here. So B is not it. Try the next one. Negative 1/2 x plus 6.5. Ooh, that one looks pretty good. Okay, well, let's not eliminate that. Let's try the next one. Negative 3/4. Oops. Press graph. Nope. C is my winner. Next problem. All right, here we go. It says the following chart is a data from a study recording the number of times people ate fast food during the week and their weight gain. Okay. The graph of the data along with the linear parent function is shown as well. Answer the questions that follow. First off, it says label the axes appropriately. It says 0 and 0.25. 0. Okay, so 0 is right here, and then I've got like 1 and 0. So this right here must be, down here at the bottom, must be the number of times dining out. And the Y right here is the number of pounds gained. Okay. Now it says describe the changes that need to be made to your trend line from the linear parent function. Well, I think that right here, this looks like the Y-intercept is okay. Let's see if I move. I think it looks like I need to make it flatter. So I need to make the slope. I need to decrease the slope. So I need to move it down. Not quite very good. So let's see here. Let's try again. Let's go down here. Let's move my line down just a tad. Okay, I'm moving it down. So I'm decreasing the Y-intercept. And then I'm decreasing the slope. Let me move this up just a little bit here. So when they're asking you what did we do, we are decreasing the y-intercept and decreasing the slope. Now the next one said to see if you could, let's go down to E first. If a person decides to eat fast food 10 times a week, how much gain should she expect to gain? How much weight should she expect to gain? So 10 times a week. Let's see here. Let me extend out my line a little bit. Okay. One way you could do this is to go out here to 10, go up to your trend line, and go over. They could expect to gain 5 pounds. That's one way to do it. Another way is using the equation. It says define the equation. Well, first off, let's look here. The y-intercept is down here below 0. So I'm almost thinking that the y-intercept, and this right here, you'll have to make a guess because I moved the y-intercept. And then you would find 2 points that were on the line. I'm looking to see if I have 2 exact points. And I don't really, so we can make an estimate. Like say I start here, a little bit over 1, and I'll go up here a little bit over 2. Okay, so I'm going to go up to about here. That's 1. I'm going up 1 and over to my trend line, which is from 1 to, looks like 4.7. Ugh. That's not a good one. Up, delta y is 1 over 4.7. That's yucky. I'm sure this was supposed to be a nicer equation, but it just didn't work out for us. We would have y equals 1 over 4.7x minus 1. Don't worry as much about that right now. Next, here's the next one. An algebra teacher plotted the following data from one of his algebra classes. One of his students drew a trend line to represent the data. Answer the following. The first thing it asks us is what is the meaning of slope? I want you to remember that we have y per x. Please, please, please make sure you label your x and your y axis. Y is your test grade, so it's test grade per absence. Next, what should the student do to the trend line to correctly represent this situation? Okay, so what can we do to make this line better? Well, one thing is I could shift it and I could make it a little flatter, so I'm decreasing the slope. Did I need to change the y-intercept? Not at all. I mean, it looks like it's good right here. I mean, I could, I guess. Let's see if I'm seeing if I can try and decrease the y-intercept. Well, let's try this again. It was back here. I haven't confused myself. Honestly, I would just be able to go here and I could decrease. I'm making it flatter. So I am decreasing my slope only. When you decrease the slope, you're making it flatter. When you're increasing the slope, you're making it steeper. In A, increase the slope. That would say that you are making it steeper and moving the line up. Oops, I know you can't see that. The line up. If you're decreasing the slope, so you're moving it, move line down, and decreasing the slope means that you're making it flatter. Next one. All right, take a minute, try and answer this question if you have not done so already. First thing I want to do on my line here is I'm going to shift and I'm going to move. I'm going to increase my y-intercept. I'm going to move it up. So I'm going to look over here, decrease the y-intercept. Nope, not that. It says both the slope and the y-intercept. Nope. Oh, golly. Well, I'm just making a mess, aren't I? Okay. So it's not going to be A. I'm not going to decrease the y-intercept. See, that's what I'm going to increase it. Decrease the slope, but increase the y-intercept. Okay, increase the y-intercept. That works. Increase both the slope and the y-intercept. That could work. This one says increase the slope, but decrease the y-intercept. No, 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 no. I'm not decreasing the y-intercept. I'm making it bigger. Remember, I moved it up. Okay, so now, what am I doing? I've got to move this and I've got to shift it. I'm making it flatter. Remember, when I make it flatter, I am decreasing because I'm making it go closer to 0. So I should increase the y-intercept, but I should decrease the slope. So your answer should be B. All right, here's another one. Try this one and see what you should do. On this one, I'm going to go up here to my line. I'm going to shift and I'm going to move my line up. I'm going to increase, look right here, I'm going to increase my y-intercept. Decrease the y-intercept? Nope. Increase, yes. Increase y-intercept? And this is decrease, no way. So it's not A or D. So now right here, what am I doing? I'm going to take my line, I'm going to make it flatter. Remember, when I make it flatter, I'm making it go closer to 0, so I am decreasing the slope. So it should be B. Decrease the slope and increase the y-intercept.